think I'm worried about my good name or reputation to a normal extent. I think that I am sometimes worried about what other people think of me, like if they think I'm too weird and I'm not very close with them. I think the values in that is that it pushes you to be a better person and reach newer levels. The drawbacks is that sometimes you're not true to yourself.
Ever since I was younger, my grandpa has always been talking about the Segura family name and what it means to us as a family. So for me, my reputation growing up was always something that I had to keep up. I had to essentially bring honor. I think that has its benefits in that it pushes you to do more. It pushes you to be a better person, but it's also, in part, you trying to fill shoes that maybe you aren't meant to fill exactly.
So I kind of care about my looks a lot because when I get up to go to class, if I wake up late, I always throw a hat on so my people don't judge me by my hair. And then if I can't find clothes, I'll just be like late to class because it's like, oh wait, I need this shirt to match these pants, or else I'm gonna look weird. So I get all self-conscious.
One of my special gifts is I really like to draw, so I really focus on my creative outlet to get my feelings expressed out. And the specific thing I like to draw is I like to draw hands. And I like to draw hands because it's kind of a cool way to express my feelings, and I use my hands by doing that because I draw and then I'm drawing hands, so I think that's a cool connection, and I think creativity just means a lot to me in my everyday life.
In high school, I did a lot of clubs with this girl and everyone associated us together, but everyone thought of me as almost like her assistant, and she was definitely the dominant one in our group.
Alright, so I'm from Nebraska originally, and my dad was raised in Nebraska, and whenever I go back to Nebraska with my dad, I'm always Jason's son. Like I'm always, they say we look very similar, and I'm wherever I go, it's just like, oh yeah, we know your dad. This is Jackson's son, so he's okay here. And I guess that influenced me because people expected for me to be just like him, I guess. So that, and I guess that made me become more like him, I guess. I guess for just that period of time, at least.
Yeah, I have probably socially competed with somebody else. I mean, I think of one time when there was this girl that I was into, and then this other dude was also into her, and, it was kind of weird. We were, like, giving each other looks, like, what's going on, and so we were kind of competing then.
So my best friend until sophomore year was named Brooke, and Brooke and I never went to the same school until high school, but we hung out on the weekends and we were really good family friends. And then I have an older sister who did FBLA all throughout high school, and so when I got to high school, I really wanted to do FBLA, and I had two friends picked out that I wanted to be my partners, and we had talked about it, and then so I was really excited about that. We had gone to meetings, and we started prepping for role plays, but then Brooke also really wanted to be in our group because she didn't have a lot of friends from middle school that were doing it, and it started to get this weird competitive thing between the two of us, and she started to really like my other friends that were going to be my partners. And then one day during a meeting, I went to the bathroom, and then while I was in the bathroom, Brooke came up to my friends and basically told them all the reasons why she'd be better than me. Like, she had better test scores, and she thought she could speak better. And when I heard about that, it was just devastating, and it really took a toll on our friendship.
What's FBLA?
FBLA is Future Business Leaders of America.
So I've definitely pretended to be someone I wasn't. It's a big part of moving and meeting new people. You have to be likable to some degree, and then I found I slowly can become who I am, and once I found the people that really care about me.
in middle school, it was a time where I didn't know myself very well, and there was a social structure that was new to me, and I tried to fit in with people that didn't really appreciate who I was. And I did that just because it was nice to feel included.
Back in middle school, there was a point in my life where 6th grade I had a very bad experience with bullies and such. So 7th grade I decided, well, why not? The only way to be a part of that group is to be one of them. So I got the experience of really being somebody I wasn't, being a very nasty, vicious person who said a lot of different things about people that I definitely didn't mean. And it wasn't until 8th grade that I realized, that wasn't the path for me. So unfortunately, being put in that position because of my negative experiences in life is really what threw me onto that path. But I luckily had the support from my family and my friends to steer me clear of that and realize that these societal expectations aren't what define me, and allowed me to stop pretending to be somebody that I wasn't at all.
Back in high school, I used to pretend like I was a huge drinker, and I really don't drink at all. So when I got to college, I decided I'd just be straight up and tell everybody that I don't drink, and it's been a lot more rewarding for me. There we go.
So the year was, I think it was my junior year of high school, and I had never been to a party before, never drank before. I was a pretty clean-cut kid, just focused on school and sports. That's what I was doing. And my friends, it was prom night. They're like, "Come on, John, let's just go. Come on, let's go. You gotta come to a party with us. You gotta drink. It's gonna be great." Like, okay, I'll come, but we're not gonna drink. They're like, "Okay, yeah, fine. We're not gonna pressure you or anything." So get to the party, having a ton of fun, just talk to people, and then they start breaking out with alcohol, and I was like, yeah, I'm just not gonna have any. Friends they start drinking heavily, and they're like, "Come on, John, you gotta drink. Come on, just come on." And I'm like, no, guys, I'm not feeling it. Don't want to do it. Like, dude, you never do anything fun. They start using the whole card about how I'm not being fun and being taken away from their fun. I'm like, guys, I can leave if you really want me to. And if I'm really killing your fun in the vibe of the party. And they're just like, eventually they gave up, but I really felt pressure and they put me into a corner. So, but I ended up saying no.
I think I view myself more critically than others view me. I think people tend to look towards our peers with such respect and admiration, but when we view ourselves, we tend to get more critical and harsh, and we don't necessarily look at all of our strengths. So, think about the Dove commercial and how in the Dove commercial, the forensic artist draws what the friends describe about their friend versus what the person describes about themselves. The friends describe a more accurate depiction of what the person looks like versus what the person describes of themselves.
The way I see myself is everything that I do and everything that I think. And that really makes it's easier for me to judge myself. But the ways other people see me, they only see sort of the highlights on social media, or they only see me when I'm trying harder in the public. But the way I see myself is totally different, and I think probably a little bit worse than I come across to people, because it's just the way I see myself is always the need for self-improvement, and the way other people see me, maybe they think of me and say, wow, I need to be better in order to be just like him. But I see other people and I think that about them. So I think it's important for me to see myself as a better person and look at my own highlights and be proud of what I've done.